Welcome to the channel. Welcome to Banter in the Box, episode 74. New kids on the block. It's the game week 31 review, and it is still very, very close at the top of the Family Fantasy Football League table. No happy endings. Retained top spot, but second placed Hatch United did close the gap. It's still really, really close at the top. In this week's edition of Banter in the Box, coming to you slightly later than originally planned. Apologies for that. We have your game week 31 winners and losers. Not much movement in the table, and I can only justify 2 game week winners this week, and there are also 2 game week losers. We also have new managers. Every Family Fantasy Football League manager has the opportunity to nominate one new manager to join the league next season. The only proviso is, for the nomination to be accepted, they have to attend the end of season Family Fantasy Football League Presentation Awards. We've had 2 managers nominated to join next season, both of them brand new as well, never been in Family Fantasy Football League before, and I'll be giving you a sneak peek of those 2 new managers. And we've got our usual manager of the season update. So your game week 31 winners, take a bow. Lyndon's Lovely's Joe Hoxby. Joe climbed a place into the top half of the table, the heady heights of 16th. And that's the highest position Joe has occupied since way back in the opening week of the season. And the other game week 31 winner, take a bow, Hatch United manager Neil Hatch, who registered his 4th weekly win of the season with a massive 83 points this week. 1 manager of the season point to Neil and Joe. And your game week 31 losers, hide your head in shame. Sweet Foden Lion FC manager Tyler Bown. He was the biggest faller this week, down 2 places into the bottom half of the table, 17th. Tyler hasn't been that low in this, his debut season, since way back in game week 2. Still being stalked by that old guy, see there. And also, customary game week loser, AFC Razor manager Ray Poulter. He was once again the lowest scorer this week. Neil Hatch registered a weekly win with 83 points. Ray scored -6 and is still rooted firmly to the bottom of the table. Ray had no manager of the season points to lose. Tyler did lose a manager of the season point for being a game week loser. New managers. So as I said earlier, 2 new managers have already been nominated to join the Family Fantasy Football League next season. And that means that the lowest 2 placed managers who don't attend the end of season presentation awards will be relegated from the competition. Now, I don't want to give too much information away because obviously we have our customary Meet the Managers at the start of every season, where I give you lots of information about all the managers that are taking part in the season coming up. So I don't want to spoil it by giving too much away, but I did think I'd give you a brief introduction to the 2 new managers that have been nominated to join the Family Fantasy Football League next season. The first is nominated by Fingering Hoe Rangers manager Ryan Leslie Perrin. He has nominated future brother-in-law Aaron Smith to join the Family Fantasy Football League. Now, I say future brother-in-law because Aaron, despite punching way above his weight, as you can see there with a photo of his lovely lady Becky, Aaron has commitment issues and inexplicably has not yet, as Beyonce would say, put a ring on it. Aaron will be joining the Family Fantasy Football League next season. Not got high hopes for his likelihood of success given that he is an Arsenal fan, but we welcome him to the Family Fantasy Football League next season. And the other manager nominated to join next season is Mr. Sam Benwell. Now, you may not recognise the name, but I'm sure you'll recognise the face because Sam appeared in the pop sensation group steps under the pseudonym H. Sam is the son of Benny United manager Mark Benwell. And even though Sam is in his, he must be 20, 21, he's never seen his dad lift the Family Fantasy Football League title. It's been that long since Mark Benwell last won the league. And inspired by his cousin James Holmes, who in his debut season this year has been showing his dad how it's done, Sam is intending to show Mark how it's done when he joins the Family Fantasy Football League next season. Sam was nominated by yours truly, so he's guaranteed an entry next season because there's absolutely no way I am going to miss the Family Fantasy Football League Presentation Awards. So they are your two new managers. Now, remember, you all have an opportunity to nominate a new manager. As long as you attend the Family Fantasy Football League, the manager nomination will be accepted. All I would ask is that if you nominate someone, please nominate someone that's going to take part, get involved in the banter and not take themselves too seriously. Who the fuck is that? 3 current Family Fantasy Football League managers pictured there. 3 manager of this season points on offer. But to get those 3 points, you had to get all 3 managers correct. There was no point if you got 1 or 2 of them right. You had to get all 3. And the only 3 managers trying to win the Manager of the Season title and win those £15 million of free tactical gambits to be used next season are the current top 3 in the Manager of the Season table. Benny United manager Mark Benwell had a go. He thought it was a picture of Lyndon's Lovely's manager Joe Hoxby, Chairman's Choice manager yours truly, and No Happy Endings manager Di Maloney. Hatch United manager Neil Hatch thought that it was a picture of Megan Hoxley Chamberlain manager Megan Hoxby, Greece Lightning manager Alexi Lagos, and Lyndon's Lovely's manager Joe Hoxby. And Megan Hoxley Chamberlain manager Megan Hoxby, believe it or not, put in the same guess. She thought it was a picture of herself, yours truly, and Lyndon's Lovely's manager Joe Hoxby. Well, I can tell all 3 of you that none of those guesses were correct. So no points on offer. And it means the Manager of the Season table looks like this. Lyndon's Lovely's manager Joe Hoxby climbs to 8th with the points she earned for being a Game Week 31 winner. Hatch United closes the gap on 2nd place Mark Benwell with the point he earned for being a Game Week winner. But it is still Megan Hoxby, 4 points clear at the top of the Manager of the Season table and in pole position to win those £15 million of free tactical gambits to be used next season. But there's still a couple of Banter in the boxes to go, so chance to earn points, and also if you took part in the Predictor Challenge, a possible 30 points to be picked up depending on how many of your predictions are right. So we're rolling this over and it's going to be worth 6 Manager of the Season points if you can tell me which 3 current Family Fantasy Football League managers are pictured there. But to get those 6 points, you have to get all 3 right. Now, I'm going to give you a little clue. I'm going to tell you how many of the guesses we had this week were right. So, as a reminder, Benny United manager Mark Benwell guessed, Lyndon's Lovely's manager Joe, myself, and No Happy Endings manager Di Maloney. None of those guesses were correct. It wasn't any of those managers. And Hatch United manager Neil Hatch and Megan Hoxley Chamberlain manager Megan Hoxby guessed that it was a picture of Megan. Greece Lightning manager Alexi Lagos and Lyndon's Lovely's manager Joe Hoxby. I can tell you that of those 3 guesses made by Neil and Meg, 2 of those 3 managers are correct. So a big clue there. You've just got to guess which of the 2 of the 3 managers that Neil and Meg guessed being correct, and then add the 3rd manager that so far no one has identified. If you give me all 3, you will earn 6 Manager of the Season points next week. Reminder that the end of season presentation awards takes place, as you've known, all season. It was in the rules. It's been in every slide and Banter in the Box on Saturday, the 4th of June at the Stadia of Legends 23 manager Nicky Saunders, who lives in Braintree in Essex. And if you haven't yet done so, please can you let us know, number 1, if you're going to be attending or not. We don't need maybes, we need a yes or a no so we can start making plans. And if you are going to be attending, whether you are bringing your permitted plus one. Every Family Fantasy Football League manager who paid a £15 entry fee gets to bring a guest if they want. My thanks to those of you that have let me know already. You can, if you're a member of the Family Fantasy Football League Facebook group, then you've been invited to the event on Facebook and you can indicate there whether you're attending or not. If you're not a member of the Family Fantasy Football League Facebook group, then you can just send me an email, a text, a WhatsApp message, a Facebook message. I don't mind send a carrier pigeon if you want, but please let me know whether you are attending on the 4th of June so that our host Nikki Saunders can start making plans and get an understanding of how many people are going to be descending upon her. That is your banter in the box for this week. It's getting close, guys, to that end of season. There's only a couple of editions of Banter in the Box to go. We are well and truly in the title running. All to play for. Remember, don't think, well, I'm going to get nowhere near the prize money now. Plenty to play for. There's Manager of the Month for April and May, highest goal scorer, highest number of weekly wins, highest weekly total. Even Ray Poulter may win that. Highest number of assists. And with the bonus points on offer at the end of season, treble points for the people in the Cup final, FA Cup final. If you've got any Chelsea or Liverpool players, they're earning treble points. If Leicester make the Conference Cup final, your Leicester players will be having their points multiplied by 4. If West Ham reach the Europa League Cup final, your West Ham players will be having their points multiplied by 5. And assuming Liverpool and Manchester City reach the Champions League final as expected, if you've got any Liverpool and Man City players in the Champions League final, their points will be multiplied by 6. Plus the bonus points on offer as detailed in the rules for the highest scoring goalie, defender, midfielder, forward and the highest scoring player overall means loads of things can change in the final weeks of the season. But until next week, which will hopefully come to you on time on the Friday evening, but I'm not making any promises, but it'll happen some point over next weekend. And it might happen on the Friday, so don't leave it too long to have a go at the Who the Fuck Is That? Just in case it does happen on the Friday, get your answers in by Friday, early Friday. But until then, take care everyone. Bye-bye.